changing locations and shit. Man, get into this motherfucking bag. Stand on the way I made. Sacrificing time for this shit. Man, I got a plan. Tried to tell niggas years ago. They ain't understand. Riding by myself in this coupe. I'm all in my head. Everything in life you can't replace. I build relationships. Pretty little smile make a nigga wanna lock it in. We met the same time I lost a friend. We should try again. You've been on my mind. You should hop in. I ain't gonna hurt you, baby girl. You know we locked in. Used to be on FaceTime calls on the regular. Never made time, landed on my busy schedule. Now every time I hit the bay, you know I think of you. Working on your brand love, you know that.
Henny the Moore reporting live from the liquor store, man. And when all three of us come together, man, it's Cowboys Uncut.
It's Goddess.
West Coast Cowboy in the middle, the Kanye West of this content stuff.
And I'm a day one type of girl. Ain't nothing wishy-washy over here. I don't jump around, stick to one side. Yeah, the silver, the blue, we got them in their feelings. That star on the field, come pay the D a visit. They say it's hatred, is it? I call it hate and simping. Cause if we wasn't that hating, they wouldn't be in our business. Listen, West Coast say the water tastes better. The fan base go harder, and all the ladies get wetter. Yeah, that's how it is when you straight reppin' for Dallas. We get it in the trap, and landlord tell us what's happening. No explanations in no shape, form, or fashion. When Henny drop the stats, ain't nothing else to be asking. Them numbers don't lie, that's why your argument dry. And we still got them rings, you got your eyes on our prize. Whether an eagle, a giant, or a commando, you in the parking lot crying, we in the Lambo. We stay in our bag, we run it up in the draft. You still talking about the 90s, so who's stuck in the past? Get off me, and I'ma need you 6 feet back. Get back. And we ain't hearing nothing till your team beat Dak. And we ain't scared of running. So only one team over here is Cowboys. Believe it. Yeah, it's you got us a poet. Big up West Coast Cowboy, HTM Sports, and Landlord from Alabama. Y'all check them boys out, man. Don't play around with the Cowboys content. Yeah, and you know it's DC. Yeah, DC 4L. All day, every day.
My dear Aunt Sally, we is at the P right now. We gotta go to free agency, then we gotta go to draft, then we can talk about training camp.
And Stephen Jones, who's also a multi-millionaire, moves and feels like a what? Like a dude that is got $15 in his bank account.
We finna come marching to Dallas with our picket signs, ticket torches, everything we can find.
Where mediocrity is too often the standard, too often rewarded, there's intense fascination with men who detest mediocrity, who refuse to define themselves in conventional terms, and who seek to transcend traditionally recognized human capabilities. The man who will find a way to complete each and every task to the best of his ability. The man who will adapt and overcome any and all obstacles.
And that is scenes from the Dak Prescott retreat with the offensive skill position. But man, we are live now in the liquor store, in the trap, on the West Coast, doing it big, doing it major. Happy early 4th of July. Cause listen, a lot of y'all don't do shit anyway, so y'all need to go ahead and pull you up a shot. Go ahead and start grilling early. Go ahead and start blowing shit up. No, I know y'all strapped. This is America. A lot of y'all live in Texas. Well, you got the right to bear arms. So go shoot your gun or something, man. Happy 4th of July week. We doing it the whole week, man.
One of the benefits of living in a red state.
One of the benefits of living in a red state.
They will not take our guns, sir. I love it. I love it. This is a hunting state, and we must hunt.
Yes, indeed.
Just don't hunt the wrong thing. My people.
On my mama.
Just don't hunt the wrong thing. But I ain't gonna lie. Speaking of that, I ain't even said nothing to him about this, man, but this been weighing heavy. It's some crazy stuff happening in the city. Birmingham, man. A young man named Jabari Peoples, he got murdered by the police. And they are denying the family of body cam footage. They said no. It's a lot of stuff going on, y'all. So, hey, man, keep his family in prayers, man. They said this young man was a straight A type student. This man had track scholarships all over the U.S. He had a lot of stuff, you know what I'm saying, going in the right direction. This young man had a bright future. And you know, the police saying that they walked up to a car in a park and, you know, they said they smelled weed before they walked up. And now they smell weed, so now they gotta search the car all of a sudden. Like, I don't know why you picked this car in the park, but, you know, that's what they said. So they got him out the car, searched him and all of that. And then they said he wrestled him down to the ground, and dude got up and tried to run. And they said the police said he was running to a gun. That's why he shot him in the back. But
with the gun floating in there?
Wait a minute. The gun was in the car. So listen to this, though. Listen what one of the witnesses said. I know this is football content, but, man, right is right, wrong is wrong. This is my city, and this type of stuff is important to me. I got young black sons. You know what I'm saying? So, okay. One of the eyewitnesses said the dude didn't have on no uniform. He was not in uniform. So for one, that makes sense that he wrestled him when he got him out the car and all that. Like, well, who are you? You know what I'm saying? I don't even know if you are the police. Okay. One of the eyewitnesses said this man did not have on the uniform. And they said the young men cooperated completely with what they said. And then, boom, he shot him in the back. So this is what an eyewitness saying. Now, the people who are like the police, it's called ALEA. It's like the Alabama Police Society or whatever you want to call it. It's an acronym. All right. They denying the family of the evidence and the body cam. Now peep this, and I'm gonna be done with it. These people said they didn't tell these people that their son was dead till the next day at like 10 o'clock. They had already did. Bro, they had already did the autopsy and everything and told them what happened before they even told them that their son was dead.
What the hell?
So it's finna be crazy down here probably. They got people that's demanding, hey, we demand the body cam footage or it could be some problems. So, hey, man, I just pray this family get justice. I hate this happened to him and his family, man. I just think that's crazy for them to deny the body cam footage. I think that's just ridiculous. So, man, prayers up to Mr. Jabari Peoples and his family, man. I think that's just crazy. Like, if it was nothing foul going on, why you can't just get a body cam footage then? Like, you see what I'm saying? If it wasn't no foul play, you supposed to just gave the man, you know what I'm saying? But I'm sorry, y'all, but that's what's going on currently in my city. It's crazy, and I just felt like I had to bring it up because that just touched my heart, bro. That's crazy to me.
Nah, I understand that. Hey, everybody put R.I.P. You say it's
Jabari Peoples, man.
Yeah,
y'all can look up the case, man. It's crazy right now.
Yeah, that's some wild shit, man. I pray that he also gets justice. Cause listen, man, you know, we live in America. We've seen police brutality. We've seen the government overuse force, you know, across the spectrum, from the local police to the government. We know how they get down, man. You know, at the end of the day, it's us against them. You know what I'm saying? So we got to stand together on stuff like this, man. So prayers to Jabari Peoples. It's their family today. It could be your family tomorrow, man. So have the empathy, you know. And I just pray that everything works out in the favor of the family, man.
I just pray they get justice, man, because I think that's crazy.
Yeah, especially when you know you raised your child right, man. You lead them down the right path, and they still leave violently, man. You know, like you said, he wasn't no young nigga. He out here, you know, a good student.
This man was a track star.
Everything you ask for from a model citizen, man.
And then, like, what people you know finna run away from the police and run to a gun? Bruh, black people know we are running away. We just completely running away. We not running to a gun, bro. That don't even make sense. Like, come on. And all they was doing sitting in the car, possibly smoking weed. Like, come on, bro. Come on. What does he want to? What do he want to shoot you for? You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, come on, man. That story don't even make sense, which makes a lot of sense why they don't want to release the footage. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Ooh, Jesus. Yeah, man. That shit fucked up. That shit fucked up. I'm gonna try and get back talk about football. I'm gonna try.
Yeah, Maffa. We can go on that. Of course, he ain't gonna move like Barry, but he felt like it was a little slow to me. I ain't gonna hold you like.
That boy he ain't fast.
He chugging. He like. He was chugging along.
Yeah, he gonna be a good.
It was clunky.
If he pans out, he'll be a good short yardage back, power back.
Third down, power back.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? At least year one. Now, I had floated this idea out the West, and it's actually crazy when you say it. The kind of hype that people give Jadon Blue, you would thought that he had a Phil Maffa career in college. Because at least Phil Maffa was a lead back on a team. He was a 1,000-yard rusher, double-digit touchdown guy. Like, he's actually the guy that was a workhorse back and a lead back on a team that made it to the college playoffs. Jadon Blue was the backup of a backup that got an opportunity due to injuries.
He was a splash player.
Yeah. So when you talk about consistency and production, it's actually Phil Maffa who has it, but nobody even think Phil Maffa gonna make the damn team.
Los is going crazy. He said he damn near tripped on one of them reps. Like that them reps was not looking that good to me, bro. I ain't gonna lie. He big though. He big, so you can't expect him to be super nimble at the same time. But I don't know, bro. I'm sorry. I don't know how to judge that. It didn't look that great to me. I'll say that though.
You talk about that video that he floated around him working out. Man, that's crazy. Speaking of videos, the reason I played that video, man, is because would you consider that leadership by Dak Prescott organizing that year in and year out to get the skill position players together and get that time in?
You said what about it now? I'm sorry.
So would you consider that leadership?
Of course. Absolutely.
Like the retreat.
Absolutely. That's exactly what it is. That's one form of it. That's one way to show it. Especially, you know, like I said, you building camaraderie. You building chemistry. These are the players that you're going to lean on and depend on. Like I said, Dak got them degrees in psychology and stuff like that and leadership. So you could see some of the practices that he got. That's why he able to talk to everybody. Everybody respects him. It's not easy to demand respect from a group of men. It ain't easy. You got to be authentic. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I feel like it was in Dak's best interest to never be too close to the Joneses. For him to still garner the respect that he get, you can't be too much of a company man. You just can't, because we can respect what you do on the field, but you not one of the guys. If you a company man all the way, you can't be one of the guys. You know what I'm saying? You'll be the mouse in the house after a while. We would never be 100% locked in with you because we can't trust you. You know what I'm saying? We just can't. Like if somebody did something on the low, you know what I'm saying? They'll never tell Dak. You know what I'm saying? If that's the case, they're like, dang, I can't even go to Dak for advice, or you know what I'm saying? Like it's to a point where, you know, you just gotta be that type of guy. You gotta be able to be versatile enough to demand respect from the front office and demand respect from the players and coaches. And I think Dak do a great job at that.
I agree. What's up with you, West Coast to me?
West Coast in the building.
I did one of your moves yesterday today, bro. Look, I'm legit though, bro. Look, we're legitimately moving, and bro, I've been working since yesterday morning. We started last night.
The grind don't stop.
Never do.
Bro, I literally, listen to me, man. My lady went to go get the keys to the new spot, and I told her I was gonna take a nap before the show, and I woke up to my son saying, "Oh, you've been asleep for a long time."
You didn't take a nap. You went to sleep.
Yeah, bro. Like crazy. My bad, y'all. Let's get it, though.
You good, man. So listen.
Better late than never.
We're going to start from the top because this is all we're going to talk about. I'm finna
How long you been live?
Not long.
About 15 minutes.
Okay, let's go then, man. What y'all talking about?
Yeah, let's
I did not do a Henny because Henny was 45 minutes late. Then when he got on there, at least I wiped my face. Henny just got straight on there. He still had the eye boogers in his face.
I had to leave them there so they could finish for him.
Hey, he didn't even have glass. Hey, he didn't have glasses or a hat. You couldn't even recognize him.
Who do this? Like, who is
this
nigga? Who mans is this?
Hey.
Yeah, hey, and landlord will tell you I was worried too, because I called the landlord talking about some man. This not really like my cousin, man.
Wes called me like 6 times. He was concerned.
Yeah, I was. Landlord, like, bro, he probably just fell asleep, man. You know, he be working, man. You know, he be working, man. I said, no, I don't know, man. That ain't really like my cousin, man. Come on, man.
I fucked around, ate that chicken. I got still too long. It was over.
Man, at first I thought, man, I ain't know. But hey, but let's get it. But
hey,
I'm ready though.
Shout out to JC Cowboys Network in the building, man. Our YouTube
JC,
brother.
Man.
What's happening with you?
You said JC or JB?
JC, of course.
You know damn well we ain't say the other acronyms.
Hey,
JC. People actually watch JC's content, so you know that's how we.
He
know
actually make quality content.
Yeah, he actually make content that people watch, and not just the troll bots.
It's about that time, JC. It's been a minute now. It's about time to put in some work now. We gotta link up. It's been a while.
Yes, indeed. But to start back over from the top, for anything that you missed, Wes, we were just talking about this. I just played some footage from the Dak Prescott retreat. You know what I'm saying? For anybody that ain't seen it just now coming in, here it is.
Where mediocrity is too often the standard, too often rewarded, there's intense fascination with men who detest mediocrity, who refuse to define themselves in conventional terms, and who seek to transcend traditionally recognized human capabilities. The man who will find a way to complete each and every task to the best of his ability. The man who will adapt and overcome any and all obstacles.
So, Wes, there's just some footage and some stuff from the Dak Prescott retreat that he has every year. So I posed this question to the landlord, and he already answered it. So I'm gonna pose the same question to you. Do you consider consider that leadership by Dak Prescott, getting all the offensive guys together every year, you know, doing the extra work, flying them out, paying for everything, and building that brotherhood? Would you yourself personally consider that leadership?
Shoot. As soon as you said paying for everything, yeah, that's leadership.
Put your money where your mouth at, right?
Yeah, man. Like, hell you mean? As soon as you know what's crazy? Because I saw Micah Parsons with a bunch of dudes too, and I know they're off right now too. So I was wondering too, like, damn, I wonder who paid for that? Because man, like being a young player and only because like people thinking, yeah, most players in the NFL are only making minimum league minimum right now. You know what I'm saying? There's only they say there's only 12% of the people in the NFL right now that are on $1 million contracts. Most people in the NFL are making league minimum. So even when I saw Louisville and yeah, there you go, bro. That's the picture. I'm gonna tell you, when I saw that picture right there, the first thing I thought about was, damn, I wonder who paid for that, because them dudes right there is paid. But Louisville and all them dudes in the background, I was like, nah, they ain't got money like that to be flying around the United States.
So if I'm a betting man, I think it's Micah and Osa that paid.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
The ones who are paid, yeah.
Exactly. That's the one. That's exactly what I was thinking. But I mean,
where they at though? Where they at?
They're working out with a defensive line connoisseur. They're working out together with a defensive line connoisseur. Lance Dean, I believe his name.
I'm guessing that's him right there.
I think it's him in the front.
The little guy right there.
Well, on the pictures I seen, it looked like they were on a beach somewhere, and ain't no damn beach nowhere in Dallas that you would want to be on. So
to be fair, everybody would look little against those guys, but I'm just saying.
Like he probably a normal size.
He a normal size human, but he look little compared to them. Yeah, you know.
So, my purpose for asking y'all about leadership, and I'm glad that you segued to that too, when you brought up the defensive line, because I believe this is also a show of leadership. Because I heard Anquan Bolden talking, and he talked about leading from within the locker room and how that was. So I'm gonna play that clip real quick, and then we're gonna talk about it.
Let's go.
That's good is not good for the locker room.
Yes, exactly.
You go get somebody who's a beast on the field, like he'll tear your locker room up.
Tear the shit
You know what I'm saying? So like you got to be careful. And I think a lot of times like GMs, they look at just the talent and they don't understand like how a locker room works. There's one guy in the locker room who you cannot remove from the locker room.
In every sport,
in every sport.
And
if you remove that one guy from the locker room,
I agree with that.
it's gonna tear the whole.
That's a
locker
great
room
point,
apart.
dog.
You see
That's
it all
a
the time.
great point.
And
That's
they
a
don't
great point.
get that.
No, 100%.
And they think there's a lot of great head coaches out, but head coaches do not run the team.
No.
When you win championships,
It's your best players.
players that run the
100%,
team.
100%.
Yeah.
All of the championship teams that I've been on have actually been run by players. And I'm no disrespect, I've had some great coaches, but if a coach has to coach every day,
You get a bad team.
your team ain't gonna be that good.
And that's Anquan Bolden, future Hall of Famer, former first-round pick. Anquan Bolden, if you're not familiar, won a BCS championship with Florida State. He also went on to win a championship with the Baltimore Ravens. Over 13,000 yards receiving, if I'm not mistaken. He one of them ones. So he's a great wide receiver from the 2000s. And he personally said out of his mouth,
He made his hay in Arizona though, right?
he made that bread in Arizona.
Yeah, he became one of the ones in Arizona. I think his later years was in Baltimore, right?
Yeah, because he had
Okay.
set like a rookie record at the time when he came in. He was going crazy.
He transitioned to the slot and went crazy.
Yeah,
Anquan was dope
He's
for
one of
real.
my favorite wide receivers that did not play for the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah, he was a beast out there. But I like what he's saying though, man. So when we think about it, we gotta look at it and say, hey, it's a lot of ownership far as
Players.
blame and stuff when it comes to the players. We always talk about coaching, but think about it. I look at coaching almost like your parents. You know what I'm saying? They responsible as long as they in front of you. You know what I'm saying? Because after you leave, after the kid leave, like it's up to them after that, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, how many coaches are gonna be so hands-on that they monitoring these players 24/7? None. So when somebody in a panic situation, who you think they gonna call? Dak or Schottenheimer?
They'll probably call Dak.
They gonna call Dak first. They gonna be like, Dak, hey bro, what you think about this, bro? Like, I messed up. I'm gonna be honest. You know what I'm saying? I screwed up. This what happened. They gonna go holler at Dak first. They not gonna holler at no Schottenheimer yet. You know what I'm saying? They don't trust him to that degree yet. I feel like they gonna holler at the leaders on the team. They gonna holler at Micah. They might holler at Mike if they on the defense. They gonna holler at they immediate superiors to kind of gauge the situation first. And you need that. So, on the day-to-day motivation and inspiration, you need your best players to be pushing that, to be the driving force behind that. Your coaches can only say so much and do so much. Your coaches ain't going to be running that drill with you. You see what I'm saying? Shotty ain't finna run that drill. Mm-hmm. He can say, hey, do this, do that. But when you got somebody that's actually doing it better than you, you like, oh. And Wes know, Hen know, people that play, when you a real competitor, you like, oh, this motherfucker ain't finna get me this rep. He got me last rep, you know what I'm saying? But this rep, I'm finna show him that I'm really like that. Like competitors, we compete at everything all the time. That's just how it is. You know what I'm saying? You not finna make more money than me. You not finna, you know what I'm saying? We just competitive by nature. So it's like rep in and rep out. You need somebody that's pushing that type of culture and pushing that type of effort. And the coach ain't gonna be able to do that every time.
All right, I'm gonna let Wes go, but I'm gonna read this super chat from my boy B Bird real quick. He said, "Salute to B Bird for the 499 for your mind." He said, "I've never really questioned Dak's leadership. The question I had is, who does Dak turn to for leadership when things are going wrong?" And I think that where coaching does come in, when the leaders on the locker room need direction, that's when the coaching matters. But like what he said. Like you said, the coaches coach sometimes, but he said if the coach got to coach every day, you ain't got the right guys in the locker room. Like even think about where he was. We talk about the leaders in that locker room. Ray Lewis was running that team. You know.
So
what I'm saying?
guess what though? If you ain't got the right players in the locker room, who's responsible for that?
That's gonna be the GM.
See what I'm saying? That's why it's a domino effect. That's why you gotta actually go get the right players in free agency and draft the right players and play the right players. I feel like if you ain't playing the right players, it's gonna be bad energy in the locker room. Real talk. Cause if everybody know Wanye supposed to be the starter and he's not, that's just it kind of kill everything. You see what I'm saying? It's like, what should I have to do to become the starter if this man is better and playing better and more capable, but he's not starting? It's like, it's a little demoralizing, right, Wes? You see what I'm saying? It's like, what do I have to do to become this starter if I know this dude's supposed to be starting and he's not? That's why politics is bad for the locker room. It's bad for sports. It's bad for Dallas. It's bad for everybody. That's why we need to get rid of it. It's hard to do, but at least keep it to a minimum.
Indeed. Wes.
I say it like this, man. Like, you know, Dak doesn't need nobody to lead him. You know what I'm saying? Like, Dak just needs to be, like, I put it to you like this: those who need leadership, and those who don't need leadership, they either lead or they follow. What do I mean by that is, you know, not everybody on this team need a daddy. You know what I'm saying? Like, some of these dudes understand what they're supposed to do without telling them what they're supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? So they don't necessarily need someone leading them. You know what I mean? Like, but for those who need a leader, Dak can be that leader. And for those who, you know what I'm saying, it may not even be Dak. It may be somebody else. You know what I'm saying? I'm not expecting Dak to be the leader of men. You know what I'm saying? Because at this level of the game, you know, your responsibilities and what you have to do in life should be leading you, bro. Like, if you need Dak to motivate you at this portion of your life, you're a fucking loser, bro. You're a fucking loser. Like, what else am I supposed to say, bro? You probably had mamas and aunties and cousins and all types of people who have made sacrifices for you to get to this point. And you tell me you still need somebody motivated to get you up every morning?
Hold on though, Wes. You right, but you mean though. Cause look, everybody ain't gonna be winners on the team. You got 53.
Yeah, but you know what? I'm gonna tell you though. In this aspect of the game, you need to be weeding those dudes off the team though. You need to be weeding those guys out. Like, that's just be real. Yeah, like, listen to me. I had an interview this morning. I had an interview for a I'll tell you, man, I hope I get the job too. I had an interview today for an area manager for AT&T. It's like 7 stores. I'm gonna have like 80 employees under me, right? This lady asked me today, she said, Mr. Jamerson, what would you, I just told my full first name. She says, what would you do if you had like employees that are, you know, that aren't doing as well or not as motivated or da-da-da-da-da. I said, well, I'm gonna be honest with you. The first thing you got to do is you got to find out if they really want to be here, man. like before I go putting into motion this plan to get you back in successful and get you back online and get you, you know, find out what's really going on with you and stuff. Nah, bro, I need to flat out ask you, do you want to be here? You know what I'm saying? Is this what you want? Because if this is what you want, then we can create plans and stuff to get you where you need to be. But if this ain't where you want to be and this ain't what you really want to do, then guess what? No matter what I say or do, man, you ain't gonna do it. It's going to be a waste of resources. You know what I'm saying? So I think right now, man, the Dallas Cowboys, they need to focus on getting hungry. They need to focus. Obviously, it's too late now because the team is already built. You know what I'm saying? This is what we have right now is what we have. Like, we ain't about to rebuild this team over. So obviously what we have right now is what we have. But what I'm saying is this. Throughout the training camp period, throughout these times, if you're finding players at this point of their career where they still got to be motivated, bro, they shouldn't be in the league. Hopefully, the process of the league and the process of everything else that goes on with the Cowboys weeds those guys out. You know what I'm saying? Because they're at this point, you should have been overcome so much that you, as an individual, that you shouldn't need another man to tell you to get your ass up and let's go. You got to get bills, and you shouldn't have to have that. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to be honest with you, that's asking, if Dak got to do all that and throw fucking 40 touchdowns a year, that nigga is worth $70 million a year then. This nigga got to motivate you off the field and on. Like, goddamn, nigga, the women in your Instagram trying to pop at you, that ain't motivation enough.
The flying spur you just bought your mama, they ain't
yeah, like exactly. The bills that's due on the 1st and the 15th, that ain't motivation enough.
Your kids ain't motivation enough.
Well,
nigga,
I'm supposed to have Dak, but I'm supposed to have Dak Prescott motivate you. This thing had his own shit he got to take. That's what I be saying. Like, and I'm gonna tell you this right here. That's why people be hating Dak so much. I just figured it out, right? Because y'all really be thinking Patrick Mahomes and these other quarterbacks be doing that shit. They don't be doing that. You think Patrick Mahomes waking up every morning calling each person on his team, hey, guy, are you? No. They surround Patrick Mahomes with winners and guys who have the same mindset as him. The only problem, I'm going to tell you the biggest problem with the Cowboys is we need to stop surrounding Dak with guys who we don't really know if they really winners or losers. Like, I'm going to tell you, God, it's so good. I'm smoking. I'm cooking right now. And y'all may not even notice, but I know I'm cooking. This is coming straight from a dome.
Facts.
Bro, the Kansas City Chiefs would never put players that we have around their quarterback. You want to know why? Because, bro, Patrick Mahomes is a 2-3-time winner, bro. Like, bro, they would never give Patrick Mahomes the running back room we got right now. Why? Because they're all losers.
Hold on, Wes. I think the only difference is they already got a championship culture. So they gonna stick out like a sore thumb. They gonna be like, that dude ain't right. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't have that established yet. I don't think. You know what I'm saying?
But guess what, though? That has to be
worthy. The people who not worthy, they gonna stick out like a sore thumb if they in a championship culture. Like, this dude ain't built like that.
And you know what? And I understand that. But you know what the Cowboys don't do? We don't go get guys who got rings so we can just live off their shit, bro. How about we just go get a bunch of dudes? Like, listen to me. I would be okay if the Cowboys was known for bringing in ex-Super Bowl champions and trying to see if we can regenerate their careers. No, bruh. We're bringing in ex-former first-round picks from 2001.
He said 2001. He bringing in coaches.
All right.
Like I like Solomon Thomas. Listen to me. Solomon Thomas is a family friend. My mama got pictures of this dude. Why? Because he went to Stanford. Y'all know my mom loves Stanford. She got this big connection with Stanford. Used to work there. So I met these guys before. But bro, come on, man. Come on. If you're trying to rebuild the culture and a championship culture and a culture that's like, you need to bring in former champions, people who have formerly did what you have done. We don't do that.
One thing I can see too, that's why that competitive stuff that he preaching, it kind of fuels a championship culture. Because guess what? You can't have a championship culture if you not putting the right players on the field. You see what I'm saying? You just can't. You see what I'm saying? Like, politics can't live in a championship culture. It just can't. Because it's a certain standard. If you're not meeting the standard, you won't be allowed to be on the field. Like, it don't matter. I don't give a damn if your cousin is Jerry Jones. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you don't meet that standard, you won't be able to play. And that's what a championship culture is. Like Alabama, you know, the almighty Crimson Tide of college football. You familiar with them, Hen? I'm sure you heard of them before. Like, it's a certain standard we play at. So if you not up to that standard, you're not allowed on this field. And look, the best part about it is you could be a freshman and you up to that standard. Guess what? You playing. You see what I'm saying? Ain't that gangster? Ain't that's gonna be motivating you? If you coming straight through the door, you like, bro, if I do this and do that, I'm going to get to play. Is that not gangster? Do you think them workouts not going to be intense? Do you think them boys not going to turn up? Is that not going to be extra incentive to work harder and harder? That's what a championship culture is, when you got a standard to reach. And the players understand what they need to do to be successful. If I reach this standard, I'm going to be successful.
You know what the standard is in Alabama? I'm going to keep it real with you. You know what the standard is in Alabama for real? You know what the standard really is in Alabama?
What's that?
What that?
And I'm not trying to take away from anything from Alabama. What I believe dudes know about Alabama is, man, if I start in Alabama, I'm going to the league.
Facts.
That's what I believe.
That's a standard.
That's because think about this. No, I'm not taking away from it, but I ain't gonna lie. We could have a whole nother show about this. But when Nick Saban left, I think that championship mindset kind of left too, to be honest with you. But what I do believe is still at Alabama is people know that, hey, I don't necessarily think the standard no more is championship. I think the big standard with Alabama is going to the league, bro. Like, that's, you know, like if you were put it like this, there's 22 starters on any football team, right? If you were one of the 22 starters on an Alabama team, you're most likely going to the league. That's the standard, bruh. That's really the mindset. You know what I'm saying? When you go to Alabama, bro, if you're one of the 22 starters on Alabama at any position, you're pretty much going to the league, bruh. Like, you're going to the league. No ifs. I think Alabama is like the Kentucky. Like, bro, it doesn't matter if Kentucky wins a championship. If you're one of the 5 starters on the Kentucky Wildcats, bro, you're going to the league. You're going to the league. You're going to the league.
I'll say this too, back to y'all original point about how Kansas City surrounded Patrick Mahomes with winners and stuff. Patrick Mahomes came into a team that was already a playoff team. You know, like they already had Travis Kelce there. They already had Tyreek Hill. They already had a decent offensive line. You know, they had already found Kareem Hunt when Patrick Mahomes was drafted to the team. So the nucleus of that team was already in place. It was just up to Patrick Mahomes to come in there and ball. Because, you know, that was the reason that you got him when you still had Alex Smith. You know, Alex Smith wasn't a bad quarterback. He just wasn't an elite quarterback. The standard for Patrick Mahomes coming in order to even get the job is to live up to the expectations of, I'm gonna be an elite quarterback. I'm gonna put up these numbers and I'm gonna give them the best chance to win. You know, and you already had and we talk about former Super Bowl winners. Andy Reid had already been to 1,000 Super Bowls. He had been to all those NFC Championship games. He'd been to
with
Super Bowl.
McNabb and T.O.
Yeah. So he was already an established head coach with skins on the wall to help him navigate that. So I think it really is top to bottom, you know, putting it together, because you do have to draft and recruit the right people to come into the locker room to build that culture. You do have to have the right coaches around to make sure that the schemes and everything else work, and you know, and all the other stuff. So all that shit is really top down.
Dude said I look like Jeezy with hair.
That's crazy. No, he.
I look
not.
like Kobe Bryant too, don't it? And Michael Jordan.
Yeah, I seen Jeezy with hair, and that nigga shit was at the top of his head.
He just, I mean, I don't want to call you a racist, but I mean, I don't know now. You just saying all us look alike, because I don't look shit like no damn Jeezy. That's crazy.
It might be the shade.
Hey, I look like Kobe and Michael Jordan too. That's crazy.
Yes, indeed. So
I look just as much as I look like Michael Jordan just as much as I look like Jesus. I'll say that.
Damn.
That's crazy.
All right, so I got another question for y'all, man.
Go ahead.
All right, so we off the subject of leadership. Now it's just about
B Bird just hit you, man. Hold that thought and holler at him.
Hold on, he just hit me. Let me go down here and see.
Hold that thought now. Don't forget what you were saying.
I'm gonna hold on to it. I probably ain't. Shout out to my boy B Bird for the $4.99 for your mind. He
Salute.
Said, landlord is right. Standards over politics. Have standards and stand 10 toes down on them, no matter who the player is. Saban left standards slipped. I mean, up to this point, it's true.
I can't say they slipped yet, because I just don't think the boy built his yet. You know what I'm saying? I think the standard's still there. It's just yeah, he just needed, bro, it was his first year. You know what I'm saying? What do you expect from him?
Yeah, but when's the last time Alabama won a championship?
From a GOAT to the boy, like, I don't know, bro. What do you expect him to do in the first year? I just don't know. Like, anything he do besides win a championship or something, he gonna be mediocre. Like, I would not want to be in his shoes. I'll say that much. So
2020. So it ain't been that long.
What?
He asked when the last time they won a championship. I said 2020.
Yeah. What's up?
So that's what I'm saying. Like, part of the reason I would think right now you're going to Alabama, it's not necessarily the championships, because championships, you know, that's such a big thing, man. So much can literally change. Like, you know what I mean? Like, especially in 2025 with NIL, where literally you can have a championship quality team, and then some other college can come in and give your quarterback blase millions of dollars. I mean, the NIL in college is low-key worse than the NFL, because at least in the NFL, when you sign a kid, you know he gonna be there for 3 years. Shoot, Tennessee signed that damn quarterback from that I forget the kid. I forgot how you say his name, but the little Polynesian dude. And everybody in California always knew he was gonna come back to Southern California. That's exactly where he is, right back here in Southern California at UCLA.
Hey man, JJ the Mind been over there consistently hating, man. Hey, he been doing a great job. I ain't gonna lie.
Okay,
he
landlord.
came in the chat the first day, said, "Man, I feel like I'm finna hate on landlord good today." I love it. Hey, that's dope right there. Hey, you need a mainstay hater on your channel. Hey, that's my guy right there.
And
JJ the
Yacht,
Moon.
in the Yacht lore, the longer the dreads, the more war experience you are.
I agree. You know, my strength is in my hair.
So you Samson now.
Yes, I am. Yeah, man. Let's do this. He said, ain't nobody said nothing about Jordan and Kobe. You ain't get the analogy, bro. I don't look like Jeezy either. So what the hell? I might as well say Jordan and Kobe. You know how the racist joke be. Like the Japanese people or something see a black man and be like, Kobe Bryant. It don't matter how he look. It's Kobe Bryant, Jordan.
There is actually a term for that where people cannot disassociate people across a race. Like, let's keep it real. Like, we have that with Asian people. Y'all can't tell Asian people apart.
I ain't gonna lie, they all look the same to me. I ain't trying to be racist. I'm just saying it's the truth. That I can't tell them apart.
And that's the same way they look at us. Like,
I was about to say that's the same way you look at us.
But it's not really racist. It's just like it's programmed. Like, nigga, you don't spend enough time around these people to see the difference in their facial features.
The only reason I feel like that's cap a little bit is because we be different skin tones and stuff too, though.
They do too.
Not really.
They do. See, case in point.
There is, because you got
so
Cambodians, you got.
They do.
Yeah, you do. You do.
They do. See,
yeah, they do.
In 38 years, I just learned some shit. Hold on. I ain't never seen a dark skin Asian. Boy, what you talking about?
They got lighter skin Asians.
Yeah.
They do. Like Cambodian. You have Cambodians.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
My bad. Go ahead.
B. Bird said 199. Saban never lost to Vanderbilt.
Facts. Yeah, I want to talk about Vanderbilt. Hey, that's T. Foster. I think he a Texas fan. So you need to be humble, sir. Relax. Y'all ain't did nothing. Y'all ain't did nothing.
Listen, the Dallas Cowboys are drafting way too many Texas players, so you be talking crazy. Like
I'm just saying, they need to be drafting some Bama players. How about that?
Facts.
Yeah.
When was the last time Texas won a championship?
What's my nigga name? Vince Young?
Vince
Damn,
Young,
it's been that long.
He didn't turn out to be nothing. Then he go to the Titans.
He went to the Titans.
Titans is where the quarterbacks die at. That's where they go.
He made 3 Pro Bowls, and I think he won Rookie of the Year.
For real? He had a better career than I remember then.
He had a good start to his career.
Oh, he a Miami fan? Oh, y'all been gone since Michael Irvin, man. Go on, relax. Sit down.
They won in 2001. It's been a long ass time.
Irvin.
They were lit this year. It's just like they couldn't make it into the college playoffs.
Y'all was gangster though. I ain't gonna hold you. Miami was hard.
They had Cam Ward got drafted. He had them relevant.
Listen, I grew up down the street from where Alabama used to play, and I still had I had the teams in the 90s when I was growing up was Miami and Notre Dame that I remember. Like, you can go anywhere and buy a Fighting Irish, you know what I'm saying? Shirt or jersey, coat. They was all in
especially
Alabama.
at Walmart.
Like, they was running college football back then.
Especially in Walmart.
Mm-hmm. He said, "Y'all chill. Y'all finna get landlord hard talk about Alabama. Y'all, you gotta calm down, JJ. Listen, the Diddy trial is already
on the other channel. You on the wrong channel, my boy.
It's almost over too. They said they got stuff on 4 of the 5 charges. So they came to decisions on 4 or 5 of them. So they
let's get back on these Cowboys though. But I do want to say,
you think he's gonna be found guilty?
We don't know yet. He might walk.
I'll say this though, Hen, have you seen they doing a basketball college game now?
You told
Can't
me.
wait. Go ahead.
I'm hooping your ass on that too.
You know, Bama still better than Arkansas in every factor.
And we got an Arkansas kid on our team on the Lakers. We drafted him.
Austin Reeves.
He probably
got hoops. He got hops.
Playoff sacks 16 Eagles in 2024 and 13 Cowboys since 2010. Lord have mercy. And they did that in 1 year. That's insane.
Yeah, so listen, my thing is this. I believe in holding people accountable across all facets of the team. When Dak Prescott plays bad, y'all crucify this man. Y'all put him on the cross. Y'all see the nails and stuff. Like y'all hang him up there. When Zeke was fumbling the ball in 2020, y'all try to run him off the team. You know what I'm saying? When Amari Cooper playing through plantar fasciitis had to come out different plays, y'all was saying that the nigga gave up on the team. Why don't y'all ever have no smoke for the defense? And listen, the defense, I love them guys. I got nothing but love for Trey. I love Micah. I love Overshown. Like, we got good defensive players, man. But at the end of the day, when are they going to show up and show out consistently in the playoffs? Like, when they gonna show up consistently? That's my thing. I want to talk to y'all about. What the hell what is it going to take for the defense to do the things? And I'm not even asking them to do anything out of the ordinary. When are we going to see regular season Dallas Cowboys defense in the postseason? Where are we going to get those turnovers? When are we going to get those sacks? When are we going to be disruptive? When are we going to not give up 30 points?
I've been on this tangent about we've been living off turnovers, and you can't do that. You just can't. It's a wonderful thing in the regular season when they just happen all of a sudden, and but I want y'all to revisit some of those moments. If you think about it, a lot of the times, those teams was driving on us. Like, I promise you. Go back and remember, like, when we got that timely interception or fumble or something like that, when we forced that turnover, the teams usually be driving on us. Like, believe it or not, even when our defense was good, I remember several times when it didn't matter who we was playing. They was still netting positive on yardage and driving down the field on us. We'll just do some gangster and get a turnover, and then it looked like a blowout. Mm-hmm. Like, even the Giants. Go back to them games. The Giants were sustaining drives with sorry people, and we'll just get a turnover all of a sudden. Or they'll be first down, driving to the 40-yard line. Like, they were still gaining yards and actually driving on us on a consistent basis. Mm-hmm. But we'll get a turnover, and it'll erase everything. That's why we can't be as good in the playoffs, because this stuff don't translate. Like, you got to actually have tangible things that you packing up, taking to the playoffs, especially if you on the road. You got to be able to take red zone defense, short yardage defense. You got to be able to take all of these situational type plays. You got to be able to capitalize on them. And I feel like we come up short in a lot of those situational plays and stuff. I feel like we be lacking in those situations.
Well, what you think, Wes?
I think a lot of it also has to do with the fact that the teams that you play, they change their style of offense when they go into playoffs too. Like, most teams that throw the ball 30, 40 times in the regular seasons aren't doing that in the playoffs. So it's like, most teams, when they go into the playoffs, they're not winning the way that they should win. They're winning the way that the film says to beat you. So teams who are not running teams, when they get into playoffs, the film says that the Cowboys suck 17 weeks running the ball. So even though our strength might be passing the ball, we're going to run the ball. Why? Because that's what the paperwork says to beat them. So the playoffs isn't really about like doing what's best for you. It's really about doing what the film says to beat this team this week. So that's why a lot of teams, like the Rams, Brad, when the Rams played us in 2018 in the playoffs, they were not this great running team. That's why they had actually added C.J. Anderson to their team, because freaking Todd Gurley was not getting it done. But what did they do in that second round of playoffs? What did they do in L.A. versus the Dallas Cowboys? They ran like a mother effer against us. Why? Because that's what the film said to beat us. That's how the film said to beat us. Just like in the year we beat Tom Brady. When we beat Tom Brady, the very next week, what did San Francisco do when we went to San Francisco? They did not throw the ball like the Buccaneers tried to do. They ran the freaking football.
Gangster.
Why? Because
see them, boy.
Yeah, that's what actually said to beat the Cowboys. So it's like in the playoffs, you got to be able to stop the run, and you got to be able to run the damn ball. And we typically don't do that well in the regular season. So then to ask us to do that even better in the in the playoffs, that's a little bit much.
I can
You know what I'm
symbolize it
saying?
real quick before he go and just say this. If y'all want to see the Dallas Cowboys successful in the playoffs, get Dak Prescott a run game. Get him a run game.
Give him a what? Yeah, and you got to be able to stop the run, man, because listen, in the playoffs, bro, like all those sacks and turnovers don't matter because they're not throwing the ball. Like if you even think about it, that's why Micah Parsons' stats be diminishing toward the end of the season too. Because toward the end of the season, like you're trying to do what you have to do to get in the playoffs. So most teams are running the ball by then. Most teams have figured it out. We got to run the ball at some point.
Opportunities to catch an interception than to get a fumble. That's just how football's set up. So if somebody running the ball on you,
you got to think, landlord. You got to think if you're a team, and you got to think if you're a team that's going into a game and you're seeing a team, the Dallas Cowboys, they didn't have 50, they didn't create 50 turnovers this year via interception. Why would you go into that game and be like, okay, we're gonna throw the ball 40 times? That doesn't even make sense on you, the team. Like most teams, when they play the Cowboys in the playoffs, they don't throw as much. Why? Because of Micah Parsons and the Dallas Cowboys, because they do respect our pass rush. They do respect Trevon Diggs. They do respect Deron Bland. That's why teams aren't throwing the ball 40 times, and that's why we're getting our ass kicked. And that's why, listen to me, the only time fans realize the Dallas Cowboys can't stop the run is in the playoffs. Why? Because that's the only time teams will really stick to it. In the playoffs, you're like, man, I don't give a damn. Because and you got to think like this: in the playoffs, stats don't matter anymore. So you don't care if your quarterback. You don't care if your quarterback only threw the ball 7 times in the playoffs. You don't care. Nobody cares, bruh. Nobody cares how many times Lamar Jackson throws the ball in the playoffs. Nobody cares. Nobody cares.
I pray for the day that the Cowboys win the Super Bowl, of course. But I want Dak Prescott to be like Jalen Hurts was. Like, I want him to be like 100 yards passing. I want it to be like, I just want to see people reaction. They're going to be like, man, Dak suck. they gonna still hate on Dak. I want him to have an easy Super Bowl, bro. Like, I want him to win an easy ring, bro, where he just handing the ball out. I just want to see how people going to react. Because you don't see the outrage towards Jalen Hurts. You see the outrage against Dak. Like, they gonna want Dak to do it himself. You see what I'm saying? That's why I feel like it's crazy. But yeah, Hen, what you think the reason is that we can't be the normal Dallas Cowboys as the regular season Cowboys in the playoffs? What's your reason?
Real quick, shout out to B Bird with the 199 for your mind. I think he hit West. He said West Coast been right all along, running the damn ball. So salute to you. But
he hit me this time. Appreciate you, B-Bird.
Cool. But yeah, I agree with y'all though, because like you said, the Dallas Cowboys have been a piss poor run defense going on like 6 years. Like they've been one of the worst rushing defenses in the National Football League. So of course, when it comes time for these boss fights and you gotta get in a single elimination game, they're gonna exploit the weaknesses that they have. They're gonna line up, they're gonna go heavy, they're gonna run the football. They're the Dallas Cowboys to stop it. And because the Dallas Cowboys are so bad at stopping the run, a lot of times we got to still have to try to stop it, and then there go the explosive plays in the pass.
Well, that's what a smart coach would do.
Yeah. I mean, that's what's been happening to us. Look at the Green Bay game. Look at the 2 49ers games. Look at the game against the Rams. Really, like the Dallas Cowboys, if they ever are able to stop the run, they will be able to get some of these sacks because teams would be forced at that point to try and move the ball a different way. If you knew the Dallas Cowboys could shut your run down, it would make you have to play the Dallas Cowboys a little bit more evenly.
Let me ask y'all this. Y'all don't like the fact that Dak ain't won that many playoffs games, right? Mm-hmm. But if you look at it, how many times even the objective Dak fans, the people who don't like Dak, that just feel like he's terrible, right? Mm-hmm. Y'all at least have to admit this. We go into these playoff games and it be Dak or bust. It do. Most of the time, I don't remember when the other parts of the team performed greatly and Dak just couldn't get it done. Now, I seen the defense perform greatly against San Francisco, but the run game went there. Like, he had no run game. So it's like, now he one-dimensional and it's all on him. I'm not taking away no blame from Dak. I'm not saying Dak is without sin. But I am saying, like, hey, even like the people who don't like Dak, y'all should be the ones who really pushing the fact that, hey, don't put it all on him. Because he trash, right? So why do you want everything to be on him? You get what I'm saying? Like, if I'm somebody who feeling like Dak ain't the greatest, I'm sitting up here like, guess what? I want his load as light as possible. Because I don't want to depend on this dude. So why is everything
Bro, I'm gonna tell you this. People who
on him, man? If I'm down on Dak, I'm like, bro, I'm trying to make this dude's job as easy as possible. Is that crazy or what?
That makes sense.
Facts. People who don't, I'm gonna tell you this, and why I'm gonna tell you why people like that don't think that way, landlord. Because people who don't like that subconsciously are okay or not. They are subconsciously okay with not making the playoffs next year. Just being honest with you.
One more time for the people.
I said people who don't like Dak and want Dak switched out or gone are also fans who are subconsciously don't believe the Cowboys have a chance to win, go to a Super Bowl, or make the playoffs this year. Those are people who are, because if you ask them their thought process behind that, you lay out their plan. It's not about going to the playoffs. It's not about going to the championship. It's about getting Dak out of here by any means necessary. And that's what's most rewarding to them.
They be on some type time like anybody but Dak. That's when you know
exactly, and that's why I be saying, like fans, and that's why I say fans who are at that point in their life, they're not thinking about the playoffs or they're thinking about championships. They're thinking about getting the gratification of getting Dak off this team. And when you think like that, you're also thinking, I'm okay with not being successful this year. You want to know why? Because Dak is their hope for 2025. So if you remove that, basically what you're saying is you're okay with having worse than what we had last year, because at least we had Dak for 8 games last year. You're okay with not having Dak for no games. Like, imagine going through a season and only seeing Dak play 8 times last year and seeing the results and then saying, you know what, I want Dak off the field the entire season next year. What?
Okay.
That makes absolutely no sense.
3-10 man Ruth. I guess that's how you're going to separate your name, but it's all together. So, hey, I don't know how to pronounce words with numbers in it. All right. He says, with Dak, the will not go to the Super Bowl. Take that. Hold on.
I mean, listen to me. They said that.
The will not. I don't know. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, I put it to you like this. They said the exact same thing. I even said the same thing. There are so many people that said the exact same thing about LeBron James. And people be lying like a mug if they did it. There are people who said LeBron James would never win a championship.
About Matthew Stafford too.
Yeah, so I mean, they said the same. Listen to me. They said the same thing about John Elway. You know what I'm saying? John Elway was at the end of his career when he won Super Bowls.
Also, DP.
And it was Terrell Davis that gave him that.
Zeke and Pollard already with a top defense. What did they do in the postseason?
Zeke and Pollard didn't do shit.
Tell me, real quick. Let me say something real quick. That's not true. It's not true. That is not true. Because the time that the Dallas Cowboys had Zeke and Pollard and they were both at the top of their game, they did not have a number 1 defense. No, they did not. They had the Hot Boys, which was a bunch of ragtag dudes who were either barely made it in the NFL or who were coming off injuries, who came together. And they only had one first round pick, which Taco Charleston. Y'all all hated him. So I don't know who listened to me. Y'all need to. I'm sorry. I'm so sick and tired of the Dallas Cowboys fans talking about Dak has had this super team with a top. Slap your mother effing self. No, we have not. We have had a top defense that did top things. But we ain't never had no San Francisco 49er defense, bro. Shut up with that. Yes, we were probably number 1 in turnovers. But, bro, how you going to have when was the last time we stopped the run? Never. Okay, so how the hell we have this top defense?
And to my point,
when?
Running backs, the Dallas Cowboys running backs have combined for like 70 yards in like all the last 4 playoff losses. Like,
yeah, that's something. People be saying Dak had Tony Romo. Tony Romo had an all-star team.
The Dallas Cowboys running backs went for 100 yards in a postseason game. You got to go all the way back to 2018 when they beat the Seattle Seahawks.
Facts.
Bro, that's what I be saying. Like, Dak had this super team. When? When did he ever? People be thinking you had a super team just to get to the playoffs.
That's the other thing. How are y'all this hard on Dak Prescott, and you named all these other guys that's supposed to be good and dope, and they ain't do shit either? How you gonna lift up Ezekiel Elliott, and he ain't had a 100-yard rushing game? He was with the team to 2022. He ain't had a 100-yard rushing game in the playoffs since 2018. Tony Pollard ain't never had a 100-yard rushing yard game in the postseason. The defense is averaging 30 points given up. They're averaging 150 yards given up in the losses. So where's this elite defense you talking about? Where is this elite running game you talking about, dog?
All I'm saying is, man, if you think about it, when it comes to the playoff success with Dak Prescott, you just got to ask yourself, like, if you don't, I see people that make strong statements like, you won't win the Super Bowl with Dak Prescott, when we've seen inferior quarterbacks do it. So is it the way we practice with Dak Prescott? Not like actual practice, but like the things that we do with him that hinder us from winning it all? Or is it actually Dak Prescott? You got to think about that. Hold on. You got to think about that. Is it the way we use Dak Prescott, or is it actually Dak Prescott? Okay, the reason I asked that question is because I promise you, if I felt like if I can go into a playoff game and I can put the ball in my running back belly and get 5, 6, 7 yards of carry, I feel like I'm confident in Dak Prescott getting us to the Super Bowl. Now, the way you saying it, oh, Dak can't get us to the Super Bowl. If it's only on Dak, if we sitting up here depending on the passing game solely, I don't know about that. I don't think nobody could actually accomplish that. Look at Pat runs. Pat was handing the ball to Pacheco and Hunt and all them other guys. It wasn't just Pat doing it. So you need a run game to lean on. So don't think that it's supposed to be solely on the passing game. I feel like I just want to see it. Like, if he don't succeed in that way, I give it to y'all. But I promise you, I am super, like, my confidence level in Dak Prescott with a good run game is on 10. I feel like he can do whatever. If you give him a run game that he can lean on, I'm that confident in him. Like, I'm not saying that Dak the best quarterback ever in the league. I'm just saying that if you minimize the things that you require from him, just like almost anybody else, you know what I'm saying? But if you lower on Dak, do it a little more. Like, require a little less from him, and then boom, you probably get a successful result. That's all I'm saying. Like, so when people say this stuff with their chest, when they just like, oh, Dak won't win a Super Bowl, to me that sounds like you ridiculous. That just sounds like you one of those anything but Dak people. And when I could tell you, me, landlord from Alabama, I could paint a picture. I could put together a team. I could put together a situation where I feel like Dak will win. So you just telling me that you can't win with Dak at all, I think that's disingenuous.
Mm-hmm. And also, Dak Prescott is the only quarterback that's held to the standard of having to do everything. They literally had Josh Allen do less this year, and they gave him the MVP. Like, this man, for his career, this is like one of the seasons he had the fewest of his passing touchdowns, the fewest attempts, you know, all that other shit, and they were good enough for him to get league MVP. And they asked him to do less, and they were running the ball with Jared Cook. So that's all I'm saying, dog. Like, Dak Prescott is the only quarterback that y'all asked to go out here and win by his goddamn self. Just throw the ball all around the yard, no running game, put up 50 points because your defense ain't shit. It's on you, Dak. Just do what you got to do. And I don't agree with that shit. Go on.
Like, I'm not in the business of taking up for nobody. Because, like, look, I'm going to find that episode here where me and you just came out and bombed on that. Like, we ain't sparing nobody, bro. We probably need to clip that. Like, we ain't sparing nobody. But the only reason I dialed it back is because I watched the rest of the playoffs, and the things that I was requiring from Dak, I didn't see from quarterbacks who people say are superior to him. Mm-hmm. Is that not a logical reason to dial it back? I try to be fair. I try to be truthful. I'm not sitting up here trying to cope for nobody. Like, I don't have an agenda. I just want the Cowboys to win. That's my agenda. Like, I don't give a damn if I felt like Dak Prescott was literally hindering us from winning, I'd be like, get Dak the fuck off my team. Yeah. That's just how, like, real talk. I'm like that. have no emotional ties to nobody. If you fucking up my team, excuse my French, if you messing up my team, bro, you gotta go. I want to win over anything else. So I'm not gonna protect nobody. So I truly don't feel like Dak is the only reason we not winning. People act like we've been winning Super Bowls before he got here. Like, y'all crazy. Like, I don't see that. So I'm just saying, if it's impossible for you to see a way that we can actually win with Dak Prescott, I feel like something wrong with you. Like, you are kinda, you a little too much on the edge. I just feel like you kind of crazy because I've seen far worse quarterbacks do it in a better situation. That's all I'm saying. Like, if there's no way you can say, okay, let's make a game plan that we can win with Dak. I want to ask every Dak hater, can you at least give me a game plan that you could win with him? If you feel like it's no way possible, I just think I don't want to talk football with you after that. I'm done.
With
you know, man, I think most people who say that say that Dak's not going to win a Super Bowl, what they're really saying is they don't want Dak to win a Super Bowl. That's basically what most people are saying. You hating on someone's future performance, like they ain't even got there yet. You know what I mean? You already hating on their future performance. You know what I'm saying? You saying they can't do it in the future. You don't know what the future may hold in the future. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I think typically when you get into those conversations, when people are saying that Dak will never win a Super Bowl, those usually aren't even football conversations. Those are more conversations, about them, how they personally feel about an individual. You know what I'm saying? Because you can't say that about sports. Has shown us that we can't be out here saying that anybody's not going to win a Super Bowl because Juju Smith-Schuster got a Super Bowl. You know what I mean? Who would have thought?
Kellen
you know what I'm saying? Like, it's all type of. Kellen Moore has a Super Bowl ring right now. You know what I'm saying? Who would have thought?
We should never.
Yeah, that's crazy to say that though. Kellen Moore got a Super Bowl ring for the Dallas Cowboys did. Think about that.
We should never confidently say nobody could win one. Like, we shouldn't say that.
Facts.
Speaking of Kellen Moore,
facts.
Off topic. Knowing what you know, would you have kept Kellen Moore?
No. Kellen Moore in Dallas is a totally different guy compared to Kellen Moore.
Kellen Moore.
Believe it or not.
Kellen Moore, I'm gonna tell you like this. Kellen Moore also. Well, this is the thing. The leadership in Dallas would have allowed Kellen Moore to get a great running back and not use him, i.e. Ezekiel Elliott. The leadership in Philadelphia would not allow you to get a great running back, pay him, and not use him, i.e. Saquon Barkley. So I just think it was the difference of leadership over Kellen Moore, because Kellen Moore was in the exact same role that he was in Dallas. And if you think about it, he had an Ezekiel Elliott at his prime. The only difference is he didn't use him.
I was just
you know what I'm saying? In Philadelphia,
so
they
don't
weren't.
Feel like we use Zeke in his prime?
I
feel like we overran him.
We paid. Listen to me.
2016, 17, and 18.
That was Jason Garrett.
That was
Scott Linehan. So under his tenure, no. Under Kellen Moore's tenure, Zeke was a split carry back. He was only getting the ball 10 times a game.
Kellen, you're right.
Who was only getting the ball 10 times a game? Zeke was getting the ball under 10 times a game when he was Kellen Moore.
He was able to do whatever and get away with it in Dallas. That's why I feel like he was toxic. Like, in Philadelphia, they had him under certain parameters. They was like, Kellen, we understand you creative and you a good offensive mind, but you got to operate in these boxes right here, because guess what? We got an incredible back right here. We got two incredible wide receivers, and you got to figure out, and we got a cheat code in the tush push. You got to do your offense under these circumstances. We not asking you to reinvent the wheel. We asking you to put an offense that can form around what we do. They had parameters and limitations for Kellen Moore. In Dallas, we was like, hey, Kellen, do what you do. That's what was the bad thing about it.
Kellen, yeah, and that's why in Dallas, they were treating Kellen Moore as if like, oh, he's the next head coach somewhere. So it's a luxury to have him. Whereas in Philadelphia, they was looking at Kellen Moore like, motherfucker, if you don't get this right, you're not gonna get an opportunity to be a head coach.
Kellen
you know what I'm saying? Just remember,
either. We didn't even see Pollard on the
Because remember, Philadelphia kind of took Kellen Moore on as not they. I mean, I ain't gonna say this was like they were trying to like kind of rebuild him up because he had just low key got the Chargers.
Yeah.
Let me see.
And they still hiring him. So yeah, they seen some potential in him.
But they also hired him with limitations. Like we hire people but we hire people and do the exact same thing we do with players. Like I'm gonna be honest with you.
As a savior, and they hired him as a guy that can do the job.
Yeah, and think about this. We do the same thing with players. We bring in random ass from players and look at them as going to be the savior for all. You know what I'm saying? They bring in guys and like, no, you want to prove it to us.
Shout out to Miss Matrix because she just spit a bar. She said, we didn't see Jalen doing what was asked of Dak. Straight up, we didn't. Jalen did that in the Super Bowl. He had a good passing day and all of that in the Super Bowl, but on the way there, nah. Because guess what? I promise you, if you ask Andy Reid, Spags, all of them over there on the Kansas City side, what was your main objective coming into this football game? Guess what they gonna say? Stopping Saquon Barkley. They didn't give a damn about Jalen Hurts. They just said, look, if Jalen beat us, we gonna come to the middle of the field and shake his hand. That's what they did. Jalen beat him that time. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Jalen got it done. He did his job. And guess what? I bet money Andy Reid and them probably still had the same game plan if they played that game over.
Yeah.
I guarantee you, they don't have no regret in that. It's like, hey, you gonna have to play chicken today. Jalen, you gonna have to prove it. That's all it is. Like straight up, right or wrong, here. You gonna have to prove that.
I agree. But what we're going to throw in here, to be fair, these are Kellen Moore's rushing numbers with the Dallas Cowboys. 2019, we were 8th in attempts. We were 5th in yards. 2020, 15th in attempts, 17th in yards. 2021, 12th in attempt, 9th in yards. Last year in Dallas, 6th in the National League in rushing attempts, 8th in rushing yards.
See, I felt like he ran the ball with – because my theory, the way I look at things.
I think it's situationally where he fucked up.
And I feel like he had he ran the ball begrudgingly. He didn't run the ball like, hey, I can't rate the run. He ran the ball like,
Hey, that's my word, man. You gotta give West Coast. You gotta give me credit for that because I had to go online and show these niggas what begrudgingly mean. That's my word, man.
Here, damn.
Yeah, like take it then, mama. But what I'm saying is like, yeah, it felt like Kellen ran the ball like with an attitude. That's the thing about it. So, I mean, maybe you could say that was like the best thing for the situation, but I don't think so. I think he could have did better in the run game. But my theory is like, I feel like if you got a dominant force or a high caliber player at running back, there is no way you cannot run the ball. That's just my theory. You see what I'm saying? That's why I'm so concerned right now. You see what I'm saying? That's why I'm concerned about the run game now. Because you got a bunch of dudes who, let me ask y'all this. God forbid any of this happen. I want to ask you, him, Wes, and the chat this. Lord, I'm sorry. I pray this don't happen, right?
I'm getting ready to knock on some wood, so hold up.
Yeah, let's knock on some wood right now.
Go ahead, my hand's on the wood.
But if any of these running backs get hurt, either one of them, would that change your life?
Nope. No,
That's
they all
you see
ass.
what I'm saying?
No.
We would be like, okay.
I didn't even knock on the wood.
I'm gonna say this. Hey, let me say this real quick. Hey, I'm gonna tell you this real quick. I'm gonna tell you this real quick. You can also apply that to your quarterback. If you're able to survive, if your quarterback goes down, you know what that means? That means your quarterback. Exactly. That means your quarterback isn't like Carson Wentz. The reason why the Eagles were able to continue to go on when he got hurt in that season is because Carson Wentz wasn't playing at a level where someone else couldn't play to. You know what I'm saying? Like there's us like part of the reason why your season goes to crap when your quarterback goes down is because it's very, very hard to have and pay for someone who's as good as him on the team. So if a team is listen to me, if you're able to get hurt and the team is able to play well without you, that means they're probably going to get rid of you the next year. You know that, right?
Yeah, it's like we
Because
paying
they're
for
really
you,
overpaying
but
you
we
now.
don't really need you for real.
Exactly, because they're theoretically I'm gonna tell you the reason why Dak continues to prove who he is what happens when he gets hurt. When he gets hurt, we are done.
We
Every
We're
year.
getting a
cooked,
top
bro.
draft pick. We getting a top draft pick.
Bro, if
When
somebody
Dak get
said,
hurt,
if
I
somebody
start
said,
thinking about the draft. I'm not gonna hold you.
say this right here, and I'm gonna put this on everybody. I'm gonna put this on every Dak hater or every person that don't like Dak. If they announced that Dak was done for the 2025 season, he's not gonna play a game. Do you believe we're a playoff team? And you know you're gonna say no.
Let's knock on this wood real quick.
But I'm just
Knock on that
saying,
wood.
real talk. There's not anybody, any person that says that as much as they may hate Dak, okay, Dak's not playing. What are the Cowboys next year? They all gonna say, "Well, are you a playoff team?" No. Okay,
Your
so then my
problem
question.
with Dak comes in the playoffs. You see what I'm saying? But we gotta look at it like if he wasn't the starter game one, you
You're
checking
not
out.
going to the playoffs.
You checking out. You might
Most
not
fans,
go
listen
to
to
a
me,
game.
but most fans honestly think.
You might not even go to a game with.
Hey, listen, most fans honestly think they can still make the playoffs without Dak. Though the fans that don't like Dak, they honestly think they can make the playoffs without him.
Hold on, West Coast. Hold on. I gotta ask you a question.
Hold on,
We're gonna get the
I'ma
B-Bird.
stop
We
both
gonna
of
get the B-Bird real quick.
I know you old, so go ahead.
Have we ever done it though, Wes? You see what I'm saying? That will let you know how delirious and delusional they are. Have we ever went to the playoffs without Dak?
Nope.
During his tenure, of course.
Mm-mm.
Absolutely not. But shout out to B-Bird with the $4.99 for your mind. He
Easy.
says the Joneses take risks by signing mediocre players that no other GMs would risk their job over. They try to see how little they can do and still win. That's a bar. That's a bar for real. Salute to B-Bird for the super chat, man. But like we had a big discussion about that. Cause like I feel like it's a fine line between getting a discount and buying mediocre players. Like, if he didn't perform to a top tier level, why you even thinking about signing him anyway?
The fine line between love and hate. No,
Then you think about it. We got to think about it. The Dallas Cowboys are very nefarious. What Mr. Desmond Bryan said. Des said they were holding people back. Right? Did Des not say that? Landlord didn't say that. Somebody who actually played for the Dallas Cowboys and felt like they was doing him like that said that. Right? Right or wrong, Hen?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Right or wrong, West Coast?
Right.
Okay, so Des said that. So maybe they hold some of these players back and then be like, okay, now we can sign you. So that's why I said Wes made a good point. I don't know if it was on air or on the phone, because we have some epic conversations on the phone.
All the time.
You know what I'm saying? The best content be on the phone.
I'm going to mess around and just be live when I call y'all one day. I'm not even tell y'all.
The best content be on the phone. Wes said this. I think it was Wes that brought it up. He was like, ain't no way Pickens gonna have one of those years like that.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? Like, at the max, he might get 1,000. And, like, I know he capable of more, but I wouldn't bet my money that he'll get more, especially after what I heard from Dez. Because guess what? It seems like Jared will hinder our own success just to get a discount.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't that crazy?
Yeah, because they're thinking about they think so much. They're so focused on the next woman that they don't take care of the one that's in front of them. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
Like
So now I'm looking at Pickens like, bruh, I
really
swear
be a
I
Cowboy.
don't see how I don't even see a way he could be a Cowboy no more. When you think about it,
Yeah.
because if he underwhelmed, we don't got a reason to sign him, even if it's prejudice and politics, right?
Mm-hmm.
Jerry Jones and the Dallas Cowboys and Stephen Jones, I have a reason to say, look, Cowboy Nation, why would we sign this dude? He only had 800 yards or 700 yards, and we sitting up here like, damn, true? How many targets did we treat him like a real number 2, though? Like, now we got these questions. But then on the flip side, right, West Coast, if he go out here and just go crazy, We like, oh, Dallas Cowboy Nation, we just can't afford him. So it's like he damned if he do it, damned if he don't. I really don't see a scenario. The only scenario I see him re-signing is if he mediocre. If he in the middle. If he in the middle, he getting a contract. He might get that mug early if he mediocre.
I was going to say they could just franchise tag him because, you know, they love franchise tag niggas.
That might be our only hope. To where he can ball out crazy and still stay on the team. That might be our only hope.
This is my thing with George Pickens. I would honestly think that he's leaning more towards a franchise tag, like Henny said too, because you got to think like this: the Dallas Cowboys, they always look at people at the totality of their career, right? So like with Dak Prescott, they didn't look at they looked at, damn, we paid Dak Prescott $7 million for the first year, for the first 4 years, and then we paid him $30 million for that last year that he did before the franchise tag, or the franchise tags, right? So in 5 years, the Cowboys paid Dak Prescott.
Hey, damn, he was cooking. Look, but shout out to Bernard Fields. I'm sorry. Hey, that sound like Jared on it. He said Jared like old buddy out Billy. He don't like that. Like for real. And he'll shut him down at 999 yards. And then guess what? Bernard, he'll come straight into the negotiation room like, hey, George.
You ain't have 1,000 yards, dog.
You know you didn't get 100. You didn't get 1,000 yards though. Like what the?
Like, nigga,
really? That's what you
told
want? You took me out the game. Like you said no.
You on the sideline. You motioned to me.
You didn't even hide it. You called over there. Like you showed me. Like, hey, you come over here. Like you did it yourself. You overruled Shotty and everything.
You put Shotty down. He said, "Move, hey, you 3 here by me."
Hey, and somebody else who in danger like that in the same manner.
Jake Ferguson.
Nope.
Who?
Sam Williams.
Ah, boy, listen.
Sam ain't gonna be no Cowboy. Did you hear? Shout out to Law Nation. Law had a good little interview with him, right? And Sam was talking that talk, and that's exactly what I wanted to hear from him. I wanted to hear him talking like reckless and cocky. That's the type of players I like, right? Like I want him to be like, man, I'm finna go crazy. Like that's what I want you to say. Because if you don't believe it, why should I? Right?
Hey.
If you don't believe it, why the hell I'm gonna believe it for?
I'm gonna say this about
right or wrong.
I'm gonna say this about Sam because I like Sam Williams.
Me too.
He is a nigga that I don't know how he only gonna get on the field.
He gonna get on the field because
not that much.
He gonna get on the field, bro.
How many reps you think he gonna get over Dante Fowler, who they paid? So you know he gonna get priority. They spent a second round pick. The new regime, this the nigga they like. They spent a second round pick on Ezraku. Every time I say his name, I feel like I'm summoning a demon.
Man,
I'm about to tell you what's gonna happen with Sam Williams.
Hold that thought. Let me finish my thought and I'll let you go. Like they got guys ahead of him today that they like. They paid Dante. They put a second round pick on Easy. So I don't know how the nigga gets on the field.
I'm gonna tell you what's gonna happen with Sam Williams. I'm gonna tell you what happened with Sam Williams. You know what's gonna happen with Sam Williams, and I'm gonna tell you this right here. I'm gonna tell you what's gonna happen with Sam Williams and what needs to happen. What sounds like they're trying to do with Sam Williams. Sam Williams about to get his ass traded, bro.
Hey, that'll be smart, actually.
Listen to me. Sam Williams is going to put himself in the same position that Dorrance Armstrong did, and hopefully the Dallas Cowboys learn from him. If you know you're not, and I'm going to tell you this is why I believe it, is because Trevon Diggs was on Neon's stream, and Neon asked him, he said, hey, man,
damn it.
Dallas, that's going to have a breakout season that nobody knows about. Trevon Diggs, no, you can hear me?
Yeah, you're back. Keep cooking.
I said Trevon Diggs was on Neon's stream, and Neon asked Trevon Diggs, he said, hey, man, tell me a player. He said, tell me a player that's going to have a breakout season that nobody really knows about. He's like, who's one of your guys that's going to have a breakout season nobody knows about? First person he said was Sam Williams. He said, Sam Williams? He said, what position he played? He said, this is what he said. He said he played the same position as Micah. Then he says, but he's actually faster than Mike. Micah.
And then guess what else, Wes? He bigger than Michael.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
He actually got defensive end size.
So it's like, so if I'm the Cowboys, what I want to happen with Sam Williams is I want him because listen, I've always asked this question of what was going to happen with Sam Williams. Like, what was going to happen? What was going to happen? You know what I'm saying? Like, were you going to keep him? Were you going to what was going to happen? You know what I'm saying? What was going to happen with him? Because the thing about Micah Parsons is, I know Cowboys always wanted to use Sam Williams as the reason on why they don't have to pay Micah as much. But the cold thing about the game is Micah faked them out by staying healthy. You know what I'm saying? Micah's been healthy. It's damn near basically his whole career.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So now you can't even use Sam Williams against Micah because Micah's more healthier than Sam. So if you're the Dallas Cowboys right now, what you want to do is you want to repair any bad thing that you put on Sam Williams' name, and you want him to run it up the first 5 games. Why? Because a pass rusher is easier to trade in any position in football.
Man, if you're not gonna sign Sam Williams, please trade him, man.
Please trade
that's
him,
my
bro.
guy, bro. Like, think about this, y'all. Even if you high or low on Sam, all the Dallas Cowboys gotta do to be like primetime finessers. You know what I'm saying? To be able to finesse, to make a flip. You know, we in the trap. You want to flip your profit. You want some ROI on your player. You don't want to let Sam walk out of here scot-free and you get nothing. You put a second round pick on this man. So you just gonna let him walk out the building? No, that's foolishness. That's how bad teams do it. You want to know how good teams do it? Just like West Coast said, we feature Sam in the first 5-6 games and let him get 10 sacks or 8 sacks, some crazy stuff. And then you trade him. If you don't believe in Sam to that degree to where you like, okay, I'm going to sign Sam. If you don't believe in him to that degree, you set somebody else up, showcase Sam in the first half of the season and trade him.
And I'm going to tell y'all this right here.
Which one sound better? Doing that or letting Sam just walk scot-free next year and you get nothing? So now you lost Sam and you got to replace him. Go ahead, Wes.
And I'm going to tell you this right here. A team that doesn't have a Micah Parsons, that has a Sam's Williams, you're probably going to be okay. Because I'm going to tell you this right now. Imagine what Sam Williams stats would be. Imagine what Sam Williams stats would be if Micah wasn't on this team.
He hit the Denzel. I'm leaving here with something.
They be
straight up.
if Sam got the opportunities without a Michael Parsons, he'd be at least a 10-sack guy.
Yeah, I mean, think about this. Look at what Dorrance Arm. Do you think that Sam Williams is better at rushing the quarterback than Dorrance Armstrong? I believe he is. I believe he is.
Supreme King, shout out to you. But he said just sign, bro. Is that a normal way your Cowboys would attack this situation?
Nope.
The only way they would sign, bro, is if he mediocre. If Sam go out here and get 5 sacks, you'll get him back. But I'm gonna tell you something else. He's gonna do that. He's gonna do that in the first 7 weeks. And Sam might get 5 sacks in the first. If he get the reps, man, I'm telling you, Sam gonna go crazy.
Hey, and let me tell you something else too. I'm gonna tell you a reason why you gotta get Sam out. Wait, now you ain't gotta necessarily get him out the locker room. Is because, man, listen, if Sam Williams thinks he's as good as Micah Parsons, and y'all are telling folks that he's as fast as Micah Parsons, he just injured. Well, Micah Parsons is about to get $30 million.
That's crazy.
40.
Do you? I mean, Sam Williams may not think he can get 35, but I'm just curious. You can't be telling this dude he Micah Parsons' twin and he ain't gonna give him $6 million a year, bro.
And listen, them niggas do look alike.
They do.
But you get what I mean? Like, you get what I mean? Like,
this dude is bigger than Micah and getting off the ball quicker than Micah.
But listen to me, and let me tell you, the Cowboys have literally made this situation the same thing with CeeDee Lamb and Pickens. Bro, y'all out here saying Pickens is a number 1. He's not. No, you need to be telling Pickens he's a number 2. So when it's time to pay his ass, he won't be looking at you crazy. Y'all about to tell this dude he a number 1A for a whole year, treat him like he's a number 1A, and then when it's time to pay, you're gonna pay him like he a number 2 and think he gonna be okay with that.
Time out, West Coast. Look, time out,
Smoking Mama, man. This ain't enough. Make it enough.
Look, make it enough. Listen, I ain't gonna lie. I just had something come over me. I think this is one of the Dallas Cowboys pseudo championship run. Cause look, I don't think they got intention. Now that I think about it, I don't think they got intentions of signing neither one of these dudes.
Pickens or
I just don't see it. I don't see a world where it makes sense other than them having mediocre seasons. We dealing with Stephen Jones here, bruh.
We talk about football sense or Stephen Jones sense?
Stephen Jones sense.
Okay, well, if Stephen Jones sense, I understand.
If they ball out, I'm willing to pay them. Me,
hey, landlord
from Alabama, I'm willing to pay George Pickens if he go out there and go crazy. I'm willing to pay Sam Williams if he go out there and go crazy. Is Stephen Jones? No.
Not.
Landlord, it's like this, man. When you get you a good lady, what you do? You get you from some. You gonna let the world know this is mine. This right here, this was mine. You gonna create exclusivity. What does that mean? You want opportunities for you to own it. This is the only time. Like, even if the Dallas Cowboys love Pickens, are they gonna love him enough to put him in a situation where they're the only ones that can sign him? No, bro. Because listen, they can love him, but if someone love him a little bit more, you gonna love him a little bit more than them to overpay? Because he's gonna be a straight out free agent if you don't give him the franchise tag.
If George Pickens go out here and get 1,200 yards, man. He can kiss Dallas Cowboys goodbye.
Shit,
behind
they got the franchise tag in the back pocket for that nigga.
Now I keep forgetting about the franchise tag. That'll be the greatest. That's the greatest weapon that we got.
Cause listen,
they didn't do it last year, but they notorious.
They didn't have nobody worth it.
They notorious though.
They franchise tag Tony Pollard. All you got to do is sign that nigga. This man ain't even have but one leg. This man had one leg and was desperate, hungry on the street, and you franchise tag that man. You could have gave that man a short-term deal. Listen, if there's anybody remotely favorable for a franchise tag, they gonna use it.
Tyrone Church just had a point. If you even think about signing Toba, shout out to Toba, friend of the show. I'm sorry,
Salute.
But look, you could take whatever money you were going to pay Toba and put it towards Pickens. Then, goddamn it, like what are y'all doing?
Listen, Toba and Furry, you gonna be like that. If you don't want either one of them niggas, you
draft you a tight end next year, first round. Then, goddamn it, I don't care. I don't care.
Go fan forward, and you got
take Ferg money and Toba money, and put it together with Brandon Cooks money, second receiver money, and throw all that at George Pickens.
Hey, but the NFL is telling you though, you ain't even got to draft a tight end in the first round. Just get one in the second round. That's worth a damn one. Listen to me, and more importantly, get a tight end that everybody universally feels is good. Like, bro, you could have got a tight end in the second round the year we got Shoemaker, but we went and got a tight end from goddamn Michigan.
Yo, let me look at this. The thing, what round? I'm gonna just go through them real quick. What round was our boy Jason Witten? What round was Jason Witten?
Third, if I'm not mistaken.
Third. What round was George Kittle?
He was a third round too.
Fifth round.
Fifth. George Kittle was a 5th round pick. All right. What round was Rob Gronkowski?
I forget.
He was the 4th round, if I'm not mistaken.
I forget too. Let me pull this shit up real quick. It escaped me that quick, but I know he was no first round.
I mean, go look at the boy. Go look at Andrews. Go look at the boy from Baltimore.
Mark Andrews was a 3rd round pick.
The only first round tight end in
I don't think Lamar Jackson's ever had a first round pick. I don't think Lamar Jackson's ever had a first round pick wide receiver, except for the boy that they want, the one kid. I don't think they've ever drafted. Have they drafted a first round pick wide receiver or tight end since he's been a quarterback?
Yeah, because remember they drafted Hollywood Brown.
That's the boy I'm saying. That's the one I'm saying.
Brock, the only recent first round tight end I can remember that was worth it. Brock is like that. Like, I've been scouting him since he was like a freshman in Georgia. I knew he was gonna be like that. Like, people didn't even think. Now, I ain't gonna lie. When I seen him outside the helmet, I thought he was a computer engineer. I didn't think he was a football player. He looked like a nerd to me. Like, I'm just being real. but man, did he have a rookie season. So, you know, he probably the last tight end that was a first-round pick that actually lived up to it. Brock was like the best tight end in football, wasn't it? Like he was up there.
He was a monster.
He was an absolute beast.
The thing about the thing.
Go ahead, real quick.
No, I was just gonna say the thing about being a good tight end in the NFL coming into the league is can you do the nasty stuff first? Because listen, Kyle Pitts was supposed to be a generational talent tight end, but you know what he couldn't do? He couldn't do basic tight end stuff. So when you
LaPorta was the first rounder too, right? With Detroit. Oh, he was a second round. Okay.
Second round
so
pick,
it's still Brock.
But think about this. All the people that you're saying, all these tight ends that are really, really good, they're also really good at doing the basic tight end stuff. Blocking, bro. People, listen to me. People don't give as much respect as they do to Kittle. Not Kittle, but Kittle too. Bro, Kittle is the type. Listen, they had a video on Kittle where he was blocking a dude and just laughing at the dude while the running back ran into the end zone. Like, bro, and listen to me. People don't ever take that stuff as serious because all you see is the catches and things like that. But part of the reason why Kittle's able to stay on the field at all time is because he does the basic stuff good. Like there's a reason, listen to me, you're not going to have a good running offense if you don't have a tight end that can freaking block, bro. Just like you're not going to have big runs, just like part of the reason, listen to me, part of the reason why Zeke had so many big runs in 2016 is because Dez Bryant was one of the best blocking wide receivers in football.
I'm like, just trying to ask the cool guy, is you pausing for the word tight end? Cause that's diabolical. Like that's too much.
Listen to me. We don't do pause. The reason why we don't pause over here is because we are all when you have absolutely no sugar in your tank, you can say stuff like, man, that dude kept coming all day, and I wouldn't want to know why, because I don't have nothing. There's nothing sugary or weird in my tank. Now, if you do have a little sugar in your tank, then yeah, you do need to pause and let people know that, hey, I wasn't really talking about that. You know what I'm saying? But when you're talking to two masculine, you got three masculine men on the phone, bro. Masculine men don't even play with subjects like that. I'm raising sons. So y'all know I don't even play with subjects like that, bro. I don't play with subjects like that.
F all that. Point being,
we don't play with subjects like that.
First round tight ends you don't need. Even Travis Kelce was a third round pick. Travis Kelce, a third round pick. Trey McBride, who just had 1,100 yards this year, was an all pro, was a second round pick. Matter of fact, he went 3 picks before Luke Schoonmaker.
So Brock, the only one that's
exactly.
Like that. And there goes the only one that was actually worth that. That's crazy.
Yep.
And I'm telling you, I wanted him to be a Cowboy. Like that's who I wanted at the tight end position. No lie.
It ain't stopped folks from trying because Chicago just used their first round pick on a tight end this year. And then the boy from Penn State went in the first round this year.
Nah, I think he might be okay though. We'll see.
We'll find out.
Tight end a hard position to grade for real.
And the reason being is because tight end is like offensive line, bro. Like tight end is probably, I'm going to be honest with you, I think tight end is probably one of the harder positions to come in and transition right in as a rookie, bro. Because you got to think like this, as a tight end, as a rookie tight end, they're going to ask you to defend, to either stop this defensive tackle, to block a defensive tackle who's been in the league for 4 or 5 years, or go stop this $20 million defensive end that's trying to hit your quarterback. Either way, bro, you're playing against someone who is paid and knows exactly what they're doing. I mean, imagine being a rookie tight end and you got to come in and block freaking Micah Parsons. What?
Will Cowboy get Kyle Pitts? No, because Kyle Pitts does too much wide receiver shit. Like, matter of fact, one of the reasons I was down on Kyle Pitts, look at his alignments now. He played at one point, he was playing more wide receiver than tight end. They line him up as a wide receiver more than a tight end. So what was the point of drafting him when you could have got Jamar Chase? You passed on Jamar Chase for Kyle Pitts, Atlanta.
Yep, and I told Atlanta and this is the argument that I was telling everybody about Kyle Pitts when they were trying to tell me he's a weapon. I say, man, if you're gonna go get a weapon, you go get an actual weapon. I've never heard of a tight end being used as a weapon. You go get a Jamar Chase. That was what I was trying to tell Atlanta. Imagine if you're Atlanta Falcons right now, you ask yourself, would you rather have Kyle Pitts or Jamar Chase? Stop it.
Off top, easy. That's an easy ass answer.
Man, I ain't gonna lie. Brock Bowers was my guy, bro. Like he was the tight end that I dreamed to be in Dallas, bro. I swear to God, like I was scouting him as a freshman. I'm like, bro, he'll be perfect as a Cowboy. I ain't never scouted a tight end that early. Like I've been on him. I hate he couldn't be a Cowboy, man.
I do too. And I gotta wrap this up because I do got some shit to do.
Me too.
We've been on here almost 2 hours, but it's been great.
It's been a great show. I've been enjoying this.
I have too. So, man, what's y'all final thoughts, man, before we get out of here?
Well, I can't wait to training camp. Yeah, I know I'll be out there. I'm sure West Coast will be out there at some point. It's in his backyard, basically. You know what I'm saying? Over there on the West Coast. It's coming. It's approaching very, very quickly, and I can't wait to go out there. You know what I'm saying, and see what Dak and George Pickens got going on. I can't wait to see what Tyler Booker got going on. I feel very good about a lot of the changes that we made. I'm ready to see how Shotty even holds his practice. Like, we know Mike McCarthy had the mojo moments and stuff. Like, what unique additions that Shotty got to the practices and to the workouts and stuff like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? I want to see all the nuance stuff, the little changes, the subtle changes that could catapult us to a better season. So I'm prepared to see all of those things, man. Bring y'all some exclusive coverage like we do. And I'm excited, though. I really am. I want to see how this team fare out.
I agree. Wes?
I'm more concerned about these young corners. I'm more excited to see what these young corners versus, because I mean, they about to get baptized by fire because the wide receivers are all healthy. You know what I'm saying? So I'm curious. I'm real curious to see what those competition points are going to look like. The offense, the head coach, man. You know, I'm not really expecting to see much from him because I mean, bro, Dak is gonna be back. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I want to see the focus of my quarterback. You know what I'm saying? You know, coaches typically don't got a coach until coaches got a coach. You know what I'm saying? And we have from what we have offensively, we have a pretty experienced offense. You know what I'm saying? Pretty experienced defense. So Shotty should be really going into a situation where he should just be tweaking stuff. You know what I'm saying? I don't want him going to thinking he got to go in here and rewrite this whole shit.
True.
Because theoretically, history is against him. Most first-time coaches don't do too well in their first year. You know what I'm saying? So I'm hoping that even though we did have a weird season last year because of injuries, I'm hoping that the Cowboys are still more like the year before last Cowboys when we only lost like 3 games. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm really hoping. I'm hoping it's, see Dak being on some normal-ish and the new additions, proving themselves. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha. I agree. And, man, my final thoughts is this, man. I'm ready to see what these running backs are going to do because I need to see them in pads. Because, listen, we just sit here and talk about we need Dak to have a run game. We need to be able to stop the run. If you can't really stop the run, you need to limit the amount of time your defense even see the field. You need to have your offense on the field like 8-9 minutes at a time if your defense can't stop the run at all. So they gonna have to step up and do something, man. I know a lot of y'all are holding these young rookies. I know it's baby nut hugger season. I get it. Y'all fall in love with highlights and shit. Y'all got all 22 films, so I get it. So y'all done fell in love with Jadon Blue. Some of y'all done fell in love with Phil Maffa. Some of y'all done fell in love with old highlights of Javonte Williams when he had 2 working knees. Y'all fell in love with Miles Sanders from back in the Gap before he was a gadget player. So I understand where y'all coming from, but I need one of these guys to step up and be something for the Dallas Cowboys because your season is going to rely on your offense being multifaceted and not just relying on Dak Prescott and the wide receivers. So let's pray to Almighty God that the running backs can do something.
We need a collective Cowboys prayer.
Hold on. Hands up. Pray. Dear God, please bless the Dallas Cowboys running backs, Lord. Please anoint their legs and anoint their ability to see the whole, Lord. Please, Father God, let them not be sorry. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Hey man, God is good. God is amazing.
God is awesome, man. And
Right.
hey, we finna wrap it up, man. I ain't gonna cuss nobody out today. You know, a bunch of folks tuned in. We still got over 144 people watching across all platforms.
Today was a good day.
It was a great day. Cause listen,
And
this
if
what
the guy, and also add on there, man, if the running backs ain't good, because if the running backs ain't good, the Cowboys have the sound mind to change, right? Like don't be married. Like my prayer also is that the Cowboys not married. It's crazy how they be married to mediocre players, but they won't be married to like a Mike. You know what I'm saying? Like there was a time where the Dallas Cowboys tried to make it seem like they were okay with Dak Prescott walking, but they're okay with these 4 trash running backs. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I wish, for one time that they would, treat these other guys who haven't made it on the team as if they haven't really made nothing on this team, and don't be married to them. If they don't work out with these guys, shoot. If by preseason one game, we don't see nothing, the Cowboys should be actively searching for a running back, period. And guess what? You have trade commodities. You have things that you can trade. You have Sam Williams, who you're not about to pay. You have other stuff that you have things that you can get rid of so that you can acquire better talent. I just hope that the Cowboys actually.
Are y'all
Man,
gangster enough to trade DaRon Bland? Let me know.
Man, you trade DaRon. I want somebody starting running back for DaRon Bland.
Let me know in the chat. This a West Coast take right here, man. I'm channeling my inner West Coast. Are y'all gangster enough to trade DaRon Bland for the betterment of your team?
Because I'm gonna tell you this, which is more gangster, to trade him or to not pay him and let him go to a whole nother team, bro, after he has your depth. Because listen to me, if DaRon Bland goes somewhere else, he's gonna have a Dallas Cowboy record and an NFL record playing for a whole nother team. Bro, that should not. If you have a Dallas Cowboy record, if you own a Dallas Cowboy record, you should be a Dallas Cowboy. What did you talk about? His name DaRon Bland should be theoretically he should be playing for a ring of honor in the next 5 years.
But you know what?
He did something Deion Sanders never did, bro. What?
But you know what?
Listen to me. Outside of the Super Bowl, DaRon Bland has had more effect on as a corner than Deion Sanders.
All right, time out. We gone after this. The people who see this after we go off, and the people in the chat and the panel. All right, let's say this. If we trade DaRon Bland, I got to tell you the ROI, the return on our investment, right? The ROI would be a quality starter caliber back and a serviceable defensive tackle.
Both. We go ahead and get them both out the way. I don't mind that. This is an all-pro corner. It's an all-pro corner. DaRon Bland is only like 24 years old, if I'm not mistaken.
Is that attractive to you? Let me know, chat. Let me see how y'all feeling. Are y'all really gangster like that? Because it gonna take a gangster move like that. It might take a gangster move like that to get us over the hump. Do y'all got the stomach for it?
Hey.
I think I know a team too. Like, hit up the Buffalo Bills. The Bills are having contract issues with they have a contract issue with their running back right now, and Cook just led the league in rushing touchdowns last year. So get Cook and get one of their defensive tackles and call it a day.
And look, I'm just saying, at the same time, think about it. In my opinion, I do not see the Cowboys giving DaRon Bland the caliber of contract that he deserves. So if they're not going to do that, he's not going to sign. Therefore, he's going to leave. So you end up with nothing. You end up with less than nothing. Because guess what? You don't have him, and you got to resign. You got to fill that void. So you in debt, West Coast. You not even like in void. You in debt after that.
And right? You don't have the pick. And you don't have the pick that you used to get him. So you basically literally just rented him for 4 years. You gave some other Dallas Cowboys, giving people their run in the NFL. They're being used as people's to get money somewhere else. Like, no, teams should be trying out with you.
See, that's a test right there.
But I mean, this is the thing. Like,
if you Cowboys first, that's a test for that. Like, cause that'll be the betterment of the team. It's gonna sting. like we said, when it comes to trades, bro, it gotta sting a little bit, or you ain't really doing that. Like, who the hell gonna trade for goddamn?
Yeah, 'cause you can't.
You know what I'm saying? Name a random player. Like, who the hell gonna trade for?
You can only trade. You can only trade players that team. You can.
It gotta hurt a little bit. It gotta make you think a little bit. Like, I don't like it. It's both sides gonna have to feel a little pain to make it worth your while. So
you can only trade players that teams want.
Exactly. Like, we not trading Mozzie Smith. We not trading, you know what I'm saying? What that boy name? One of the rookie defensive top, Jay from UCLA. Of course, we would want something after that. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, like, yeah, he ain't disrespect to that man, totally. But listen, I'm just saying, any real significant trade, it gotta sting a little bit. It gotta sting a little bit. And I think Bland would be the perfect guy. I'm just saying. Especially if you don't plan on paying them.
I agree. Well, I gotta go for real this time, man.
Y'all we out of here, man. We gave y'all 2 hours, man. Hey, if you watching us on the playback, y'all make sure y'all support the show. Hit the like button, hit the share button, hit all that, and we appreciate y'all.
Yes, indeed, guys.